Shalom, Yashala. Another video giving all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Rakakadash. Rakatay Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, bishops of great millstone. My salutations to the brothers teaching word. Hopeful election to be like the Most High will. Shorten the time for the elect's sake. All the Israelite foreigners scattered. Fairly quick video. Now, those who are saying, Christianity is the M.O.T.B. Well, if that's the case, and it came down to where they, martial law, because that's coming, Jacob's trouble, martial law, and draconian laws, and they say, well, hey, they pull you over and say, are you a Christian? Well, you could use that card because we are the original Christians. But Paul used the card when he was pressed. He said, and I'll read it right here, Acts 22:25, as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, it is lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned. And overall, even above all this, I would think America would be more concerned about American citizenship and not Christian religion. Like they wouldn't pull you over and ask if you're a Christian. They'll pull you over and ask, are you an American? Were you born in the United States? It's all kind of people that come over here and don't practice nothing about Christianity. They are atheists. They are some goths here. They Amber and she part of that slut walk. They have different protests that doesn't align with true Christian morals. So we know this Christianity is shot over here anyway. But when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. This man is a Christian. He said he was a Christian. Now, if you say, well, they're going to implement that digital thing in the name of Christianity, well, that's the M.O.T.B is the R.F.I.D hip, man. Y'all can't come back and say, well, those the same thing. No, y'all saying it's a different thing. Then the chief captain came and said unto me, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yes. Yeah, I'm a Christian. And the chief captain answered, with a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, I was freeborn. And straightway they departed from him which should have examined him. And the chief captain also was afraid after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him. But like I said, they would be more concerned if you're American or not. Because these borderlines are getting hot, man. Especially when the draft, and then during any war, especially a world war, they're gonna consider who's the spy. Are you an American citizen? Where's your citizenship? They ain't gonna ask them. They're not gonna ask for Christian citizenship. So now going into what the subject, what I'm pointing out to be the subject is branding. M.O.T as a form of branding. If you go back to branding, you can look at an etymology. It says fire, flame, destruction by fire. And that's it makes sense. The Most High is going to destroy those with fire that take that M.O.T.B. But here's another interesting thing. It says a burning, a blade of a sword. It's a form, it's also known as a sword blade. And that's what the so-called white man was given to use to rule the world. Not Christianity. He was given a sword and a dwelling of the fatness of the earth. And it says, if you read on down, it says iron instrument for branding. It says, it's from 1828. It says the meaning mark made by a hot iron, man. A mark. Now, if you go back to slavery, which They're trying to put us into modern day slavery today. Slavery. This is the uh, human branding. This is performed using a hot or very cold branding iron. It therefore uses the physical techniques of livestock branding on a human, either with consent as a form of body modification or under coherency, coherency, coherency. I don't know how to pronounce that, man. As a, I'll look it up later. As a punishment or to identify an enslaved or oppressed or otherwise controlled person. And that goes one and the same, because if you use that as a punishment, you're using it because your slave ran away. So to punish him, you're gonna brand him. So when he tries to run away, or again, if he tries to run away again, or if anybody see him, they could say, no, you've been branded. You belong to this plantation, or you didn't did something before that. It's like almost like a when you get in a car incident, it's a points on your record, or you get in trouble, and then you got a something against your record. You've been marked. You've been, say, watch this guy, especially if you're repeated offender, you know. And then it says, I looked up brand. So yeah, a sword, man, a sword. The people of the sword, they rule with the sword. It says, Most High, deliver me from the hand of the wicked, which is thy sword, paraphrasing. So they're going to use a branding device as their sword, man. A hot instrument, a fiery instrument, you know. And it says it's going to be a sword. It's going to leave, paraphrasing, the sword on you, you know. We're dealing with frequencies and high level technology these days that goes against the spirit of the Most High. All this witchcraft and all these, like it says, the devices that they use. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. The adversary's devices, shaitan in Hebrew. Now, and, of course, we've, looked up the mark, and it means charagma. Another word for it, like charagma, which means incision or imprint or mark. Just like, and that's ownership. If you Everything is branding. You can't step outside, or you can't do nothing without branding. You can't make money without branding. The money itself is branded. That's a government tool. If you take money, they got tracking strip in the money. You know, so it ain't no, you can't even do a you know steal any money from a bank or Brinks or what have you, because they put a strip of metal. I think, I forget how they did it, but somebody, I think I've heard before, it's a metal strip that goes through the dollar bill to prove, as a tracking device, electronical uh, electronic tracking device, and they want that in us, so they won't have to do. Imagine, like, a lot of, like, the police force and all, they still work. They like, I don't want to deal with these niggas, like, and I've seen some TikToks where cops are killing babies, and then some of them are remorseful, some of them, not, but those ones, because they know they got families and all that. It ain't like they good cops or just good hearted people. Overall, it's just that they got families too. Even the wild beasts care for some, so in some way, uh, their own, or have a sense of protection. Um, you know, um, and protecting their own. So, but they don't want to do that no more. You know, they don't want to, and when, especially when this war goes down, and in this high chaotic state, and Jacob's trouble, they don't want to. They got families to protect too. So they setting up a system to where they don't even have to go out there. They can send drones out there. They might military force, whatever, for martial law, you know. But at the end of the day, they want to control people, just like they did in slavery. Now, for you to know that the enemy is them, and they're the same people, then you know they're gonna use these tactics, slavery, same system of tactics. Like we said, the Roman Empire, like what they practice, their practices and things like that. That's nothing new. That's why that's why this is no like look, run away. You know, if you run away, they gonna brand your ass, man. Like when they put a monitor on your leg, you know. Um, so and then they put you on house arrest. You know, you got a barcode, electronic barcode device on your ankle. Call them ankle bracelets. Um, you know, probably a prison term or somebody. Anyway, and I looked up, I asked a question in Google, and I said, did the Romans brand their slaves? Yes, they did. And we keep telling you this is Rome all over again. The Romans did brand their slaves to avoid enslaved Romans fleeing captivity. What did Jake try to do? Flee. And there ain't no Masada Mountains because that was back then in 70 AD. We talking about, this is a spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. This is a spiritual thing, and this is Rome all over again. But it's the last leg of Rome. But they branded their slaves, and they were branded or tattooed as a sign of their status. Yeah, what status are you? You know, the letter F is for fugitivist. I'm saying it right. Was commonly used to brand the forehead of a fugitive slave. A forehead. Slaves were often whipped, branded, or cruelly mistreated. The branding could be on the forehead, hand, arm, or calf. First things they mentioned is the forehead or hand. Yeah, we're in Rome all over again. Um, and the Most High, where brand comes from. Yeah, I read that. Um, the Most High is all about balance. He's all about perch. He got a righteous system of numerics and so to speak. I won't say economics, but the measurements and balances of things, spiritual calculation, so to speak. You know, it even says, "Let him that is wise count the number of the beast." You know, his mark, and and number is 6 3 or 6, basically 666. And the brother's been breaking that down. I won't get into that. I just wanted to make a quick video, but um, Most High said, "You are not your own. You are brought with a price." Brought with a price, King James version. Come on, man. Brought with a price, King James version. That's like that saying, "You done sold your soul." Yeah, they say they have some of the references that rappers say, "I sold my soul for a happy meal." Well, Jake gonna be selling his soul for M.O.T.B. Why is it not popping up? With a price, man. Come on, man. It says, 1 Corinthians 7:23. It says, "Ye are brought with a price, therefore glory God in your body and in your spirit, which are God." In your body, what are they trying to do? Put something in your body, man. You know, Christianity is not a form of ownership, man. And you could go into these churches, out of these churches like nothing, man. Like I said, you can go to church, certain churches for years, and preachers don't even know you exist. Yeah, pretty soon, with draconian laws and things of that nature set up with this digital currency, you might have to pay to get into church. It's the payment like Most High said, we're gonna be subject to payments. He said, you're gonna be sold into your enemy. Everything got a bargaining price. Everything is sold up as a you know a buy sell thing, man. You know, or where it says you should be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee, being redeemed thee, buy thee out of your situation. The Most High said you're gonna be redeemed without money, because those are the negotiations that you deal with enemies, with and more in the ancient world is more, you know, on a level of cattle and sheep and land of resources, gold and silver, horses and chariots, and things of that nature. But now everything is turning digital. So those are that's a these are soul level buying techniques of the devil to buy you out of the Most High's chambers, to so you won't get on those ships, you know which come with witchcraft and distractions and all that. But the economic power of the beast, which is EU, and extended in America to America, which is the harlot. Everything that you know, everything that you deal with, and everything that you encounter has something to do with um, level of buying and selling and branding. Like even when you come up with your own business, you have to have a brand, and you have to have advertising that brand. If you work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're gonna have a uniform branded with Kentucky Fried Chicken on there. And like I said, if anything happened at Kentucky Fried Chicken, or even outside of that, they're gonna and it happened to you, on some level of dealing with the law. They're gonna be like, go ask your boss. But when is last time he worked? Well, he was supposed to come in this day and he didn't. So you're tied to these things by not only association, by um, you know employment, which is slavery, and you're branded. You got to wear their uniform, man. Now, certain jobs you don't have to. It's not a uniform code, but they do. If you don't represent the company, they're gonna fire you, man. Whatever, if you work at a motor shop or whatever, and you could wear any kind of clothes you want, but still, you know, if you don't do as they do, like they're saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. If you don't do what they um, hired you to do, you're fired, man. So you're still a brand at the end of the day. You're still an employee, which is pretty much enslavement. Most I say, it says, so you are brought with a price. Brought with a price, King James Version. I'll close out.
According to Bible Study Tools, 20 free.
And it says, okay, you are not your own. Let me get that. You are not your own, King James Version. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Yahweh Shai? Shall I then take the members of Yahweh Shai? Let me drop to the 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify Yahweh in your body and in spirit, which are Yahweh's by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it also says, Yahweh Shai purchased us with his blood. Let me get that. So it's a purchase. This is ain't got nothing to do so-called with religion. Even it says in the scriptures, this is pure religion, that you visit the fatherless and take care of the widows. Paraphrase. It didn't say nothing about all this technical religion stuff. It says that's pure religion. This is the beast coming down upon humanity, what have you, and for control, and to come out with a control device to buy you into their ways, their philosophy, this lifestyle of the new world order. It says, "Purchase us with His blood," King James version. Acts 20:28. This is the last scripture. It says, "Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over that which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers to feed the church of Yahweh, which by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which He had purchased with His own blood." Meaning He sent His Son down to purchase us with His own blood. Yahweh Shai even said, thine are mine and mine are thine. And this is, uh, yeah. Let me get that scripture. Mine are thine, King James version. Come on, I didn't say that. Mine are thine, King James version. Well, I did say it that time. Let me see, because it's not going to pick it up right then. Jeremiah, John 17:10, it says, "And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them." It says, "And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, who keep through thine own name those have thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are." Yeah, the elect was given to Yahweh Shai, over all Israel, but the elect is precious in the Most High's eyes. Because those are the ones that didn't bow down to Baal. Those are the ones that didn't take the M.O.T.B. Because what did the Most High say in the beginning? We're made in His own image. We're made in, not the, but the, the Elohim, um, you know, it said, "Let us make man in our own image." Um, um, you know, that's a special kind of reference, special kind of thing to where, um, that's why we walk the way we do, not according to this world, because we're pretty much owned by the Most High. We're supposed to be the representation of His work, his own work, his creation, His first fruits. So the devil is going to target His elect. You know, it goes into that when the woman was running from the dragon, and what I'm saying, going into Herod, Roman, and and eventually this is the last leg of Rome. So the core of the woman, is remnant of the seed is here. So what is the devil gonna do? Declare war on the remnant of her seed, which is here now. That's why they're gonna change this face of America. This is a declaration of war against the Israelites. This is bigger than a common average Jake would ever think of, to be targeted on that level. Because hey, you're still an Israelite, no matter what, and they know it. So uh, yeah, and they had. If you remember, it was a TL. We grew up in the '90s and we watched those groups and all that. But TLC did it. They was one of the most popular girl groups at that time in the '90s, and they did a performance, and behind it was written in like kind of like uh, playful graffiti, because they were just like they were kind of these little young looking girls, that was just having fun, but they talked about serious subjects, of course, but they kind of like high school fun type of group, that talked about edgy issues sometimes. But on the back of them was it's called. It was said, "We look who's running things," And that wasn't them saying that. That was the Illuminati, the elites saying that. You know, I saw but I saw it in the pictures online when I googled it. It says "I own you" on a cup of at Starbucks. It said actually says "I own you" on the cup. So you know, and they're into these big companies. The more they you know get into the their power system, their you know that's why it's going to be less workers. You know, they're only looking for real dedicated workers. You know, the hard laborious workers. There ain't no fucking around at the jobs no more. But like I said, you know, when they driven like that, you know, and this economic power making America great again, um, they're gonna they're gonna start really trying to control things. They're gonna like cherry on top control things, like um, like the prison system and you know the radicals and um, the side hustles and all that. You know, losing, continue to lose money. They fixing all that. You know, it's gonna be it's gonna be a trip. How they gonna turn it around, man? But anyway, I don't want to ramble and all that. Yeah, so we were brought. The elect was brought with a price already. And then what did the opposite? What did the 2/3 say back then? Let his blood be upon us, our children, because he purchased it, so they couldn't be he couldn't be talking about the whole world because their own blood is up on them. So how could he shed his blood for them when their own blood is up on them? So that means he was talking about the elect. I mean that means it was talking about the elect who he purchased blood for, the first fruits, the grape of the vine. You know, his beauty, his wine, his 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 stock, his vineyard. You know, and what do the devil want to do? Just like going back to Antiochus Epiphany, they want to go inside the temple and wreck it up. And Most High said, and this time Yahweh Shai said that the kingdom was within you. Let no man take your cross over spiritual. And they can no longer come into the temple and wreck things up because the temple, we are the temple. And that's why now they're going to try to attack us with that same spirit back then. Esau spirit back then, from the Greeks to the Romans, and the last leg of the Roman. They want to empower Rome again. That's why the rebirth happened. This is the extension of that rebirth. And like it says right here, the Romans did brand their slaves, and they're going to try to do it again. And they really did never stop because when they were branding slaves over here in the New World, and then you became a brand because they hired you as a brand and an advertisement and to make money off of you. But when now that people finding out how the government is slick and they ain't never gonna make it, and now this shit is tied into to the devil's work, and Jake is gonna try to be like, hell, man, f this place, man, and they got the answer for that, uh, which is control. That's why you're seeing these Michael Jackson speaking out and against Sony, I think it was, and he now he's dead. Prince spoke out against against Warner Brothers. Now he's dead. And what was his? He had a marketing plan. He was going to teach other artists to make money without the middleman, to make money without Sony. He said he can make more than Sony because look, he played all his instruments. They love Prince music. Same thing as Michael Jackson. Same thing as Eazy-E when he was in the group NWA. He was making his own money. They approached him. They said you can make more money doing this way. We can do the marketing, distribution, and all that. And then he came out and said something about Dre, and I don't know if that's the real reason they killed him, took him out, whatever. But um, it's based on this sword and this control. You know, um, what else can I say about that? Yeah, and the Jerry Heller, all these so-called so-called Jews are involved with and having a hand in all this, man. You know, Aaliyah said she was gonna cut ties with Blackground Records. I don't know just the real story behind it, but all this, you know, got to do with like we own you. We got contracts on you. If you don't want to buy it, you can't get out of this contract because you owe us money. You can't you know you got 7 more years to go before you get out of this contract. Or you want to try to get out the contract without paying, without so we're gonna search you down. That's what Michael Jackson was saying. He was saying I got some more concerts, 58 something like that concerts to do, and I'm done. That's why he said this is it. Like after this, I'm not dealing with y'all no more. And then they do make money off of the artist's death too. Everything is money, man. The rescue tickets, you imprisonment, the job, you making them money, um, everything, man. They were subject to payment, so they wanna actual control because it's getting too spiritual. The truth is out. They nervous as hell about this truth, scared as hell about this truth. So now they want to know what's inside of our minds, the temple of the Most High. Like it said in the Matrix, how to get inside Zion. And he grabbed his head. I need to get inside of Zion to see the codes of Zion. How do they do that? Especially if brothers get spiritual powers. Oh, they really gonna be coming for control, man. Just like Glass, that movie Glass. Watched that movie Glass with Samuel L. Jackson. I think who was that other prominent actor in there? I forget, man. But yeah, Minority Report. They wanna find out. They wanna try to do that before the powers come. You know, what do you think this blood plasma centers are for, man? They experiment with. They seeing trying to find the God factor in the blood of the Israelites. Because what did it say in the scriptures? Life is in the blood. But still, blood is a physical matter. It's the spirit of all. We got a bloodline, but it's the spirit of all, and that's why they're scared too, because they don't know who is who. Because there's some Jakes out there that look like them, but they Jakes. They got the spirit of Jake, and they're gonna they're gonna let loose too. If as a 2/3, and some are coming into the truth. But I'm just saying they don't know. And one of the last things I want to say, the worst thing a country could ever fear in a state of war is their own division, a division in their own house, division between their own citizens, civil unrest, because they're going to lose the war. So they're going to go for branding, man. You know, if you go back to the 80s, making America great again, back in the 50s, 60s, everything was about branding. You had the wood, the stock market, and you had they show it on those TV. They showed it in trading places. Things were live. You had Black Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, those kind of things. They like everything was booming, and the sales, and it was on the phones, and you know purchases, and new products, and new companies and thriving businesses. You know, a lot of these business that's been in business for a while, been in business for 100 years. That goes, that goes back toward those times. industrial age and all that. You know. So yeah, man. Um, yeah, we're in the times of the M.O.T.B. You know, marketing strategies of new marketing ideas according to the new world order, according to the digital currency, according to the products merchandise made today is saving more energy, less physical resources, less petroleum, less you know um, you know everything AI. Man, they want to make so it could be a perfect type of world. You know, they don't want to deal with the cultivation of things no more, process of things no more. They want it quick. And I'll get into that in a future lesson. But hopefully it was edifying to the next video. Shalom.